Hi, my name is Aaron Harari, 33 years old, served in the IDF in 2003 and 2004 in the Armored Corps, or the tanks. So we were in the tank unit. We operated and used tanks to protect the nation in different ways. I guess a lot of people have asked me why I served. I think there's no short answer, um, but I believe the best way to explain that is with the connection to Israel. The connection that kind of culminated throughout my childhood, through my adolescence, and having events that have kind of triggered my willingness and want to be a part of something great. I mean, in thousands of years we haven't had our own land, and I think being part of protecting that land was something special and something that I wanted to be a part of. There was one event that kind of triggered the moment for me. There was a soldier in my yeshiva that I was studying in for the year that passed away, and it was at that funeral that I attended that a lot of emotions kind of filled in me, and I felt at that moment that looking around at the many soldiers and the young faces, that they are me and I am a part of them, and I should be part of them in serving in the IDF. A meaningful story that I had one year was having celebrate Yom Kippur in the army. There was a Sephardi minyan, Ashkenazi minyan. I obviously prayed in the Sephardi minyan, but it was so amazing to see all these different types of Sephardi people and soldiers, religious and non-religious, all coming together to pray on Yom Kippur, different tunes, different cultures, and it was definitely one of the most meaningful Yom Kippurs that I've had in my life. Serving in the Gaza Strip was not fun, as I think we know from seeing the news. Danger is there every day, and at a moment's time, things could go drastically in the wrong direction. Violence was nonstop day and night. My first day in the Gaza Strip, one of my tank units at the base came back, and an RPG, I think, missed their tank by about 3 feet. So we actually saw video of that. That was kind of my welcome to the Gaza Strip moment. But it was in a way scary, but at the same time, the mood of the unit and the soldiers that are there are so upbeat and positive, and doing what we're doing, not to escape fear, but to protect the people and to protect the land, which really gave it a completely different feeling from looking from the outside perspective. The community, I think, from the young age of elementary school, all the schools, or most at least that I know of, are fostering love for Israel and events, and I mean events like these in high schools, and I've spoken at high schools, I've spoken at shuls, and the events that are being done are bringing huge gatherings together to support Israel. I mean, and bar mitzvahs, trips, vacations, you name it. So many happen in Israel, in our community, and I think that says a lot about who we are as a community and how much we support the land of Israel and the nation. I could lie and say that I missed Maza, but thankfully I had a lot of family in Israel, and I have a great story of one time one of my cousins in Israel. I was staying at a base nearby Jerusalem where he lived, and he came one Friday afternoon with a big bowl of kibbeh lahmacun, whatever it is, and tahina, and I think it was the best weekend me and my friends had throughout our service, for sure. Definitely missed my family, my immediate family, but thankfully I did have a lot of extended family, and I do have a lot of extended family in Israel. So definitely miss that. Of course, miss being home. Um, I guess you miss the basic things that you're used to, of course, but you obviously learn how to get used to it. The Army is a very challenging, um, challenging time for anyone to go through. Um, it's physically challenging, it's spiritually challenging, mentally challenging, and the ways you get through those challenges. I think one of the most amazing ways, at least was in my unit, was the camaraderie. I walked into the Army with hundreds of soldiers that I didn't know, and within weeks, all of those guys are my best friends, and sleeping together, bleeding together, running together. Everything we do is all together. I think that's that bond, that camaraderie, that friendship is what gets soldiers, and at least for me, that's what got me through a lot of the tough times. And I can definitely say there were a lot of tough times throughout my service that I needed that support, and they needed that support from me. So it goes hand in hand. I would say one of my main role models in my life is my father. Always looking up to him, and the way he values many things in life is something that I look up to at all times. I mean, his values for Israel that were instilled in me since a young age were definitely part of the reason why I elected to serve in the IDF. Being able to protect our nation that has been in existence for such a short time and hasn't existed for such a long time was just a true honor to be part of. I did not want to miss out on that opportunity. Thinking in big picture terms, where we stand as a nation and how we've gotten to this point, I just think the IDF is something that hasn't existed, and to be a part of that was just something that I felt I wanted and had to do.